Welcome to another episode of Rebel Access. I'm your host, Natasha, and tonight I'm here at the House of Blues with Dark Tranquility.
Hey, I'm Michael. I'm the guy who screams the most in the band. And I'm here drinking beer after our show in Chicago. It's pretty sweet.
Awesome. I'm just going to ask you some questions. How did you decide on the name, and what's the meaning behind the band name?
Oh, it came from the first song we ever wrote. Was a song called Into the Void of Tranquility. And it was about kind of the source of inspiration, creativity, that kind of stuff. And we figured, it's kind of cool. Perhaps we should be called Void of Tranquility. But it was like, it didn't really work. And then, like, Dark Tranquility, yeah, like the quiet place where everything comes from, where you get your best ideas, that kind of stuff. Or it could be death, So I like that duality of those two things,
Very cool. That's awesome. How did your band form, and how long has your current lineup been together?
We formed in the year of '89. Me and guitar player Niklas formed it. I played guitar at the time. We said we were just bored out of our skulls, sitting at home listening to music, that we loved, and just figured, perhaps we should do some too, why not? So we asked our friends who lived on the same street, like, Anders, you're pretty strong, you can play drums. Martin, you look like a bass player, play bass, please. And, so that was it, and then we started. So, so the four of us have been around now for 20 years. And then our keyboard player has been around for 10 years. And our bass player is only 1.5 years old in the band.
Wow, so it's just that simple. You guys are lucky.
It's that simple, yeah.
How many releases has Dark Tranquility put out?
This new album, We Are the Void, that's coming out now on March 9th, is the 9th album. And we got 2 DVDs and a couple of EPs, a couple of other stuff, but 9 full-length albums.
Awesome. What would you like your fans to know about your latest release, which is in 3 weeks?
Yes. Only that it's the absolute best album that we've ever made, of course. But I think if you ever have any kind of love for the Gothenburg death metal style, melodic death metal, you'll find everything that you need on this album. It has all the different ranges that we find interesting in music. Like it's very dark, it's very melodic, it's very melancholy, it's very aggressive. It has all those things like in a cool little plastic package.
That's really exciting and awesome. Who were your musical influences growing up?
A lot of German thrash, like Sodom, Destruction, Creator. Some like speed metal bands like Halloween, Blind Guardian, and like thrash band like Bat from England because of the lyrics and stuff. As well as some old school death metal like Morbid Angel, Demolition Hammer, that kind of stuff from America. So those were the big ones, the big reasons why we formed the band.
What would you like to say to all the aspiring musicians out there?
Well, I guess the biggest thing is practice. Like, make sure that you know your stuff, like, and work for a while before you record something and release something. It's not all about instant fame. It's about making sure you have something original, something that is that can last. Something that is interesting and original. Don't try to copy your favorite bands. Try to come up with something new. And if it takes 5 years before you're comfortable with it, fine. You should wait, and it's all right. We took a long time before, from the time we released. That was 5 years, and we needed that time because we were not yet ready. And I think bands should take their time. That's my biggest kind of that's a tip.
That's good advice. What song do you think gets the crowd really going at most of your shows?
This tour, it's probably Dream Oblivion from the new album that we do. Like, it's been out on MySpace for a while, and people responded really well to it. and it's a really cool kind of headbanging song, you know, for some reason. So that's the one.
Which is your favorite song to play live?
To play live, it's one that we didn't play today, but it's probably the one that we do the most. It's Punch My Heaven from the Gallery album, and we do it pretty much every night, every tour that we ever do. But I still get a kick out of it because it's the first song that we wrote when I switched from guitar to vocals, so it's still pretty, you know, special to me in that way. And it's just, I don't know, I'll just like it every night, just doing the same song, you know, all over and over. It just so many, like, I think we played it 1,000 times or something like that on stage, but it still works.
What would you like to say to those who are seeing you for the first time today?
I hope that our music is enough, you know, that they just, you know, find out about the band. Because obviously, and this is a younger crowd, it's a different crowd that we normally, you know, play for. So it's kind of cool to see, like, you know, people going like, yeah, it's pretty good. And then when we hang out in the bar afterwards, people come up and say, I'd never heard of you guys before, but it's pretty cool, you know. And I tell them, like, yeah, you got some catching up to do, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm just, you know, I'm just happy if we can find a few new fans here. And there's definitely some cool stuff to discover.
Yeah, I agree. I feel sorry for those who have never heard of you guys or heard you guys before. Yeah. What would you like to say to all your fans watching here on Rebel Access TV?
Well, it's I'm just really thankful that we were able to do this, you know, to come over here, do tours, you know, sell albums in the States. It's pretty awesome. Who would have thought, you know, when we started out, you know, we had no idea, we had no real aspirations. We just wanted to make music that was challenging to us and interesting. And all of a sudden we find ourselves at the House of Blues. It's pretty cool, you know. So I'm just really happy that you know, people have kind of taken a liking to us over here,
Yeah.
you know.
That's awesome.